is Meta and welcome to my channel, and in today's video I will show you how I made my Ahsoka Tano headpiece from season 7 of Clone Wars. As you can see, this is very flexible and squishy and also very affordable to make. Okay, so first of all, the materials. The Montrals, which are this part from here, and the tentacles are the lekkus. The Montrals are made out of EVA foam, thin EVA foam. I recommend you using at least 5mm EVA foam so it stays more durable, because this is more likely to break. And the lekkus are made out of cotton fabric. It's better to use spandex or something more elastic, but I did have that cotton fabric and I decided to use it because it could work. So the filling is the filling from a pillow that I bought. It was like a plain pillow with nothing, not any other fabric also. So I ripped it open and used the filling for this and also for my baby yogas and so.
Here I forgot to mention that to prime the EVA foam I used white glue, but anyway, you can find the list of the materials I used in the description.
The paint is just acrylic paint for the EVA foam part, which is white, cobalt and a little bit of black. And for the lekkus I used textile paint, which is also white and cobalt, but this cobalt is not the same as this one. You can see it's a little bit different. Like this one has more like a reddish tone, more violet. I think, I don't really know color theory, but I'd say that it's like so. And also the shadows are just made with the same acrylic paint that I used for this, because using textile paint is kind of difficult and I didn't really want to mix black with white and make the shadows and everything. And also it has two rubber bands, one here, which I recommend you also to use a thicker one, not that thin. This goes around my head so it holds in place. And also let's see if you can see it. Here there's another one that just keeps the front lekkus together, because at first they were like very separated and they didn't go well on my head. They didn't fit well on my head, so I used that rubber band to keep them together. Also, I had a little problem. I didn't really know how it happened, but you can see that the back part is not really symmetrical. I don't know why, because I used the same pattern for the two halves, but I think that maybe because of the gluing or maybe even the cutting was different. So this one is like so and this one is more raised, but anyway, it works. It doesn't look really bad, so I'm happy with it.
Okay, so first of all I started making the patterns. For this I put my hair up in a wig cap, and then on top of it I wore a swimming cap, and then wrapped that in plastic foil and masking tape. So then I had a mold of my own head in which I could fit the headpiece. I made a rough shape of the Montrals with cardboard and started, let's say, sculpting with tin foil, and then covered the tin foil with masking tape 2 times, wrapping it in plastic foil, and then again on masking tape and drawing the patterns. As you can see, the back lekku has a lot of parts when it actually needs 2 or 3 because it's a very flat one, so then you don't need all those seams to make any special curve as in the other lekkus. But well, I didn't realize it until I had glued all the parts together. Once the pieces were all cut out, I started gluing them with hot glue trying to get as smooth seams as possible. You might see that there are weird curves that at first sight you might think that they won't go well together, but actually that's what will give you those inwards and outwards curves that the Montrals have. Afterwards, I forgot to film that, but I smoothed all the seams with Foamclay. Now was the time to make the lekkus. I made a rough pattern based on the Montrals and then sew all the pieces together. Next, I filled the lekkus with pillow filling and glued them to the Montrals very carefully. It was actually really difficult. Uh, be careful not to burn yourself because the heat of the hot glue transfers through the fabric and you can get really burned, so please be careful. With the base of the headpiece all crafted, I could go ahead to the paint job. I primed the EVA foam with several layers of white glue, then added a couple of layers of white paint, marked out where the blue stripes should be, and then painted them. I recommend you to have the lekkus standing up. It will be much easier to paint. Lastly, I covered the EVA foam with a layer of satin spray varnish.
So this has been the process I used to make the headpiece. I hope you really like it and it can be useful to you because I haven't seen many Ahsoka headpiece tutorials, actually many Ahsoka costume tutorials, and I want to help people like me who are starting in cosplay and it's their first time. This is my first big project and my first weird thingy for the head that I have ever made, so I hope you can learn from my process and also from my mistakes. And Ahsoka costume is almost finished. I do already have the gloves, the headband, the headpiece, the armor, just the dress is missing. And also this is the headband. I didn't show the process of it, but it's actually the same I used for the rest of the armor. I just made a pattern based on my own head and also based on the headpiece, and then just follow the same process. If you want to see which that process is, then you can just look at the video I will put below. Okay, so the only different thing I made is that these things are supposed to be light. So to achieve that effect without using electronics, you see, it's just plain EVA foam. I just put a little bit of white in the center of the yellow and then use nail polish to make it shine. And that's all. So, well, thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it. If you've liked the video, you can subscribe to my channel. It will help me a lot and I will thank you a lot. And see you in the next video. Bye.